My ideal examination daydream is to swagger into the hall with Elvis Presley level confidence and walk out singing Burning Love, Rajnikanting my spectacles. Ever walked inside your exam hall, seen a bunch of students crowding in the same spot, talking at once, discussing something that was just discovered to you in the question paper, and then hurrying to ask what it was and memorize it? Seems to happen to everyone, right? Well, today education has become more tedious. As with every passing decade, students are required to learn more. In most families, both parents are working, and students choose to spend their optimum time for a monotonous method of studying. Not to mention the conundrum of coaching classes, which take up most of the students' time. This made me think of an innovative idea that would make learning easier, faster, and fun for students. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to Janet. Janet is an educational database, study assistant, evaluator, and planner. While she is built on the same basic module as Siri or Alexa, Janet is more interesting and intelligent. Why? Because she is made specifically for students and contains an educational database from all curriculums around the world, whether that is CBSE, ICSE, or even if you're a college attending student. The whole idea here is to provide students with a comprehensive approach to learning and ensure that everyone enjoys all universal teaching methods. You must be wondering, what is so special in the name Janet? Well, I was watching the show The Good Place and wanted to pay homage to the character Janet in it, who was an ever helpful knowledge bank and guide. She's a combined idea between me and my father, who, after hearing numerous complaints from me regarding the stress of my educational workload, told me to think of something that would help all students. Let me walk you through her abilities so that you understand what I'm talking about. Janet will have a personal assist feature which can be programmed to suit any individual's learning needs, whether that is auditory, visual, kinesthetics, or even read or write. So, based on how you study, the material is going to be prepared for you. For an example, if you are an auditory learner, the material will be prepared in the form of an audio tape, which is exactly like an audiobook but with more substance. Teachers, don't worry, Janet will not be replacing you. While I would love to star in the franchisee and be next to, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm not trying to create another Terminator movie. Janet is merely an extension of teachers at home because, unlike humans, she does not require breaks and is available 24/7. Her most prominent feature here is that she's an interactive virtual coach, which means that students and Janet are going to interact as if they're in a live human interaction class. During the lesson, she will ask students questions based on the chapter, and depending on how a student answers it, the artificial intelligence will judge if the concept has been cleared or not. If it's not clear, she will further explain using examples from past and current scenarios to ensure that the concept has been well understood. For me personally, I cater towards learning biology, as it is an effortless subject for me. But that relationship is not there with other subjects. Here comes her indispensable role. She creates that relationship between you and your subjects. Think of her as a marriage counselor trying to fix your relationship with maths, chemistry, or any other difficult subject. She has a voice modulating feature, which allows you to use a specific person's voice through a simple one worded recording. This way, you can use your favorite teacher's voice, even if you're miles apart, to feel more at home and at ease. Janet is multilingual, which means if there are certain aspects of the lesson that you don't understand in a particular language, you can change the language to your linguistic preference and grasp the concept better. During my 10th grade board exams, I used various methods like rereading, summarizing, highlighting, and underlining the text. What I learned was these weren't really tried and true methods. Rather, these were tried and forget methods. Because as soon as I would step out of the exam hall, I realized that all the information I had worked so hard to store in my mind would evaporate like cold water placed in the Sahara Desert. I couldn't even recall the definition of atomic mass a month after my board exams, which is extremely embarrassing considering the fact that I'm a science student right now. I mean, what's the whole point of spending a whole year learning so much matter only to forget it in a single day? Janet rather provides you with a student's daily report. And based on the amount of time a student spends on each lesson, extra aid is applied in weak areas. Each lesson is also completed with a quiz. Fun fact, ending each lesson with a quiz engages the brain in active recall, which is a scientifically effective method to study. The idea here is not to only get good grades, it's also to retain the information I have learned. What's the point of being a dermatologist if I cannot help my patients and have to refer to a textbook each time I come across a disease or symptom? She can be connected to any printer to make notes so that students need not waste time writing them. She also has this really cool daily event planning feature, which helps you plan your tasks for the day. For an example, if you have an important gathering to attend but feel as if you do not have the time to study, or rather cannot be bothered to study, which is the truth in most cases, she will help you plan your day in such a way that you will be able to complete your portions and still have ample time left later to do whatever else your heart desires. It's a really helpful feature for congenital procrastinators like me because it reminds us that we are being held accountable for our actions. She is extremely flexible for both students and parents. Parents must be wondering, how is she helpful for them when it's their bank balance that's being affected? But listen, the amount we pay for coaching classes is equivalent to our school's fees, whereas Janet is a one-time buy investment. So if you do the calculation, you find out that there are no monthly payments. Think how your wallet will thank you. Also, the stress of managing both school workload and daily tuitions is also reduced a lot because here we have an all in one mentor. This way, students' potential can be utilized to its optimum at par excellence in less time, allowing students to engage in extracurricular activities, enabling them to be better humans. So, my dear friends, think for a second. Do you want to waste your student life on mere rote learning and forgetting the content after the exam is over? Or do you want to be a person someone can trust their life insurance with? Thank you.